What's up, gentlemen? So one of the downsides to watching and consuming the movies is that it paints an unrealistic expectation. It makes us think that unless our owls are gigantic and we're like hammering away for like an hour, that we are less of a man. It also makes us think that those spicy senoritas should be freaking out and doing backflips if we just touch them. Not the case, gentlemen. Something else that's not the case is how long you should be hammering away. And today, that's the thing that I want to talk about. Today, I'm going to break this video up into 3 parts. Part number 1, I'm going to talk about what the data says in terms of what average is, what's too short, and what's actually too long, if there is such a thing. And then the second part, I'm going to go over a few ways for you to make it last longer that does not include thinking about dead kittens or your grandma naked. Don't look at me like that. I've tried it all. Not that this has happened to me, but it's happened to me. The third part of this video, I'm doing you and Big Al a solid because I'm gonna go over my favorite natural supplements to make Big Al strong like bull. All right, guys, so when it comes to the data of how long it should last, really it's difficult to say because there's not a lot of information out there. And one of the main reasons for this is that what constitutes action or sex really depends on the couple and the individual. But there have been a few studies. In 2005, there was a study where they actually had people or participants self-monitor in terms of how long it actually lasted from the moment of actual penetration. They used a timer to see, and what they found is that it lasted anywhere from 33 seconds to 44 minutes, with the average being 5.4 minutes. Remember, this is only basically counting the time that Al says hey to Brenda, right? It doesn't include the time that you go down to visit Brenda on your own, or should be going down to visit Brenda on your own. Do I need to explain this more? They also interviewed a bunch of therapists that actually talk and deal with, issues in the bedroom with different couples. And what they found is that anything under 3 minutes was inadequate and technically constitutes PE or premature. You know what I'm talking about. 3 to 7 minutes was technically adequate. 7 to 13 minutes was desirable, and 10 to 30 was too long. But here's where things get a little bit more interesting. In 2020, there was a study that asked a bunch of women, basically, how long does it take you to reach the point of, oh, Lord, yes, please, 13.41 minutes. Now you're like, wait a second. I thought you said up to 10 minutes was adequate. Well, here's the interesting thing. Most women do not reach the point of, oh, mama, Lord, Jesus. Reason is because most positions in action doesn't directly stimulate that little thingy thing, right? But you know what does? And the truth, if I'm being honest, is that it's not necessarily about the duration, it's about taking care of business. Gentlemen, making sure that everybody is happy, satisfied, and pleasure. But that being said, I know that as a guy, right, we want to make sure that we can do what we want to do as long as possible. And so now what I'd like to do is actually go over some clinically proven ways to make it last longer. All right, gentlemen, so the first and most effective way to make it last longer is actually Roman swipes. Roman is today's video sponsor. I'm going to link to these down below. Basically, these bad boys have been clinically proven to help dudes last longer in bed. Game changer. And by game changer, I mean it literally will change your game, all right? Way that it works, you're like, yo, mama, 1 second, right? You go in the bathroom, you get this bad boy, open it up, rub it on out, right? Let it dry, and then go to town. The way that it works, it's actually going to reduce sensitivity in Al. The other benefit to the Roman swipes is that it doesn't transfer to your partner. One of the problems with the condoms that have like the numbing agent inside is that it can actually like get out and onto your partner and numb her, allegedly. And by allegedly, I mean, I know from experience that it does. Guys, if you are somebody that wants to last longer and perform better, I want you to hit that link down below and check out the Roman swipes. You don't need a prescription. They're safe, effective, and used by millions, gentlemen, millions of men. Guys, that link is special. Go to getroman.com/alpha. If you do, you're going to get $10 off your first order plus free 2-day shipping. I'm telling you, gentlemen, I'm telling you, gentlemen, give it a try. You're going to love it. She's going to love it. These things are amazing. Now, if you're somebody that can't actually get there, right, you can also hit that link down below and see what performance enhancing help they're going to give you in terms of ED, because that's the other thing about Roman. They are the one-stop shop for men's health. The second way to last longer is to wear a condom. Not those like ultra thin ones like barely there. I'm talking get one that's like thick like denim. The third way for you to actually last longer is the squeeze technique, all right? Way that it works. You're in there, right? You're doing your thing. You're like, yo, mama, everything's good. Oh, okay, right before, and then boom, you squeeze it right behind the head. There's like a gland there, and what's gonna happen is that it's gonna force things like back a little bit. It's also gonna reduce the urge. And then when it passes, you continue to proceed and rock her world. Boom, just give out a little bit of the business. Hold it, wait for the urge to pass, proceed to rock and roll. Which brings me to the next way to last longer, and that is edging. So edging and the squeeze you can practice by yourself, right? Solo action. The way edging works is that right before you get ready to, you stop, right? Deep breathing, control yourself, and then when it passes, rock and roll. Over time, as you practice this edging, you're going to learn to identify the point of no return, like the point at which it's like, it's game over, you're done. Next up, we got to talk about Kegels, gentlemen. The Kegel is an exercise to help strengthen, right, all the action and muscles down there. The more you strengthen it, the more you're going to be able to control things, right? Think of Kegeling as trying to bring the boys like up to your body. You know how like when you're peeing, if you want to stop peeing, that's a Kegel. But you can do it when you're not peeing. Like right now, I just Kegeled. Gentlemen, 3 sets, 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, release, right? That's 1. 1, 2, 3, that's 2, right? 3 sets, 10 reps, every day, you'll get better. The next way to last longer that has been scientifically proven to work is the pregame. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, drop me one of these. For those of you who don't, so here's a scenario, right? You got a date with a spicy-ass senorita. You're like, yo, I'm ready to tear this up. Clean the pipes before actually going out. And what has been shown to actually happen, it reduces the excitement when you actually get in there to do it, making you and helping you last a little teeny weeny bit longer. Speaking of teeny weeny, what I'd like to do now, gentlemen, is talk a little bit about some of my favorite supplements to make Big Al strong, big, solid like a rock. First one is L-arginine. L-arginine is a natural amino acid, right? And what happens is when you take it, your body actually converts it into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator. It basically helps blood vessels relax and allows more blood into the vessels. Not only is Big Al gonna get big and hard and strong, because that is one of the byproducts I have noticed from taking L-arginine every day, you also are gonna notice that you're gonna get more vascular in your arms as well, which is sexy. Remember, everybody loves sexy forearms. When they're vascular, even more devastatingly sexy. All right, the next supplement is zinc. So the way that I found out about zinc's magical mystical powers to make Big Al super rock solid and hard and big is from my buddy Tony. My buddy Tony was like, yo, I've been taking a little extra zinc, and I'm telling you, dude, my junk has gotten jacked. And I'm like, there's no way. And then he sent me this article, and apparently it's true. The last natural supplement is the sketchiest sounding, and that's horny goat weed, all right? So there was a study done by doctors who wanted to know if this stuff worked. And so what they did is they fed it to rats, right? And they measured little rat erections. And what they found, interestingly enough, is that the rats that consumed the horny goat weed had bigger, more substantial erections. In conclusion, the name of the game is satisfaction. As long as you are communicating with your partner and taking care of business, it doesn't matter how long you last. It just matters that you're good to Brenda.